Staten Island DA Dan Donovan. Thanks for joining me. You are now the official designee of the GOP for Attorney General.
Yes, thanks for having me, Liz.
And how is that? I mean, you came in rather late in the game. How many weeks was it actually ago?
We announced a little over 2 weeks ago, and the support and the encouragement that I've received throughout the state in that short period of time has been just tremendous. I'm very humbled and grateful. Today, having Bob Antonacci drop out of the race and support me and agree to be the co-chair of my upstate campaign, who is just a tribute to him as a gentleman and also as a great public servant. I think he realized that we need somebody to win this race. People have told me that our race is the one that they believe Republicans can win in our state. And with his support, I think we'll be successful in November.
Bob Antonacci is the Onondaga County Comptroller. He had been looking at the state comptroller's race, then decided he would try for AG. But you really came in with the bulk of the support in this convention, although he did get 25% to get onto the ballot. When did he tell? He told you this morning that he was going to support you? Yeah,
yesterday we started speaking about it, and he had arrived at the convention yesterday and wanted to know, what role he would be able to play in my campaign, and I was thrilled because he's from a different part of the state.
Well, right.
He's very popular. He's a countywide elected official, a great public servant, and so I was grateful, and I asked him if he would co-chair the upstate regions for me, and he agreed to do that. He did get enough vote to get on the ballot, but told me he felt that a primary wasn't good for the race and that the goal is to win in November, and he thought that by taking the action he took today, would be, and being supportive of me would help in November.
Well, and good for you because you are well known on Staten Island, but not so well known upstate. In fact, I think you made your first foray upstate only just recently. Did you stop in Onondaga County? Or
right.
You
yeah,
did?
We did stop in Onondaga County. We went to Albany and Syracuse and Rochester and Monroe County, and then Buffalo and Erie County. And then last week we were up in Dutchess and Ulster County.
You gave a speech. The benefit that you have now is that the party, which has been unusually divided on a number of races, including governor and the U.S. Senate races, both of them, is supportive, united behind the state comptroller contender, Harry Wilson, and now yourself. You also have the conservative nod. So you have the luxury of taking it right to the Democrats, which is exactly what you did when you gave your acceptance speech.
We've had a game plan, a campaign plan, Liz, that it didn't matter to us who the opponent was going to be. There's 5 people right now vying for the Democratic nomination. They'll have a primary September 14th. I won't even know who my opponent is until mid-September. But the plan that we've put together isn't dependent on who the opponent is going to be. We have a plan to win, and we believe we'll be successful in November.
You talked about public corruption, about a focus on public corruption. That's going to be the hallmark of your campaign, or that's going to be a focus? Because that's actually something that Andrew Cuomo has done as well. I would expect you would seek to carry that out. What's your assessment of his stewardship of that particular office?
Yeah, Andrew put his mark and his priorities on what he believed was important at the time. When he took office, I've said I'm grateful he took on the student loan scandal, having been a person who paid their student loan off last year.
That's very funny.
Elliot Spitzer concentrated on Wall Street and the scandals that were occurring there. I'm going to concentrate my campaign and my administration on public corruption. We have to restore people's faith in their elected officials again. People don't believe their leaders anymore. And I think if we do that, and I don't want anybody to get me wrong, law-abiding, good-intentioned, hard-working elected officials have no reason to fear a Dan Donovan administration as Attorney General. We could weed out the bad without destroying the entire farm. And, I'm not in favor of having corrupt teachers in classrooms, corrupt police officers in the police department, but you don't have to destroy the entire system in order to do that.
But have you actually prosecuted public corruption cases in Staten Island?
We have done some corruption cases, not with elected officials, but fraud cases that deprived taxpayers of good services and misuse of taxpayers' money. And that's just one area. And I think if we concentrate on this, some people will fall in line. If we get to pass some of the things I like to pass, having legislators reveal their outside income, so the public has confidence that when the legislators voting on a piece of legislation, or when we're awarding a state contract to someone, that the people doing that don't have a personal interest in it, don't have a financial interest in it, it will restore people's faith that their leaders are working for them and not for themselves.
But as a Republican, actually, you have some positions on social issues,
Mm-hmm.
and that some of those, for example, what if gay marriage becomes legal in New York? What will that put you in a difficult decision if you were in the Attorney General's office and there was a lawsuit? Would you recuse yourself from that? Because there is an ability of an Attorney General to step aside and go to outside counsel for the state.
Right. That if we don't have a marriage equality bill in New York State, but if we do, I would protect everyone's right to marry according to the law. I mean, my job is to be the people's lawyer, enforce our laws, and take the appropriate action against anyone who interferes with that law. Every woman in our state has a right to choose her reproductive health. I would not only protect that right, but if someone interfered with that right, we'd take the appropriate action as the Attorney General. So I think the people of Staten Island certainly, and I think the rest of the state, when they learn of our record, will realize that I'm about integrity. I will always do what's right. I will never compromise the integrity of my office or myself. I've told the people of Staten Island I would leave office before I would compromise the integrity of the office.
You talked about your independence and so how that is. There was a little line in your speech about how you haven't been handpicked by the Albany bosses or people who want to control things. To me, that read as a little bit of a dig at the Democratic frontrunner, Kathleen Rice, the Nassau County DA, who was also a member of the DA's Association. But you're very close to Mayor Bloomberg, and you have a number of people. His former campaign manager is advising you, Brad Tusk. You have people on your campaign. He's going to help you raise money. He stood with you on the day that you announced. How can you say that you are indeed independent when you're so closely connected to him?
Well, I am closely connected to the mayor, but the mayor has been an independent leader in our city. He's beholden to no one. Mayor Bloomberg can be a good friend, doesn't necessarily mean that he's going to support you in your seeking elected of office. I think Mayor Bloomberg has seen what I've done for the last 6.5 years in Richmond County and believes that I am an independent leader with integrity, otherwise he wouldn't support me. He had a great campaign team that helped him get elected. They were the best available people for me. I want to get elected because I want to serve the people of the state of New York, and I'm thrilled to have them helping me. But that doesn't mean that I'm not independent of Mayor Bloomberg. I think really he's a role model for independence because he does what he believes is right, regardless of what others think, because he's looking at his service to the people before he's looking at how that's going to affect anyone else. It's going to affect the people that he serves.
Well, I'm sure that we'll be hearing a lot more from you now that you are the designee and hitting the campaign trail. We'll be seeing you upstate, I'm sure.
Yes, sir.
And thank you, Dan Donovan. I really want to thank you very much. Congratulations on your designation today, and thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Liz.
Appreciate it.
Good to be with you.